Okay. We continue reading from Sri Isopanishad, Mantra 1. We are in the purport of the Mantra 1. So human beings, so we read in the Mantra 1, we'll just quickly read it, that everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. So we should understand. Oh, we say, yes, everything belongs to God. Anyway, nothing belongs to me. Anyway, I came empty-handed, I went empty-handed. But are we just speaking these words because they sound good? Or do we actually believe in them? Do we actually follow them, practice it? That is the point. We need to practice that. Practice that point, that yes, nothing actually belongs to me. Let me be grateful to the Supreme Lord for everything he's given me. Human beings are not meant to quarrel like cats and dogs. They must be intelligent enough to realize the importance and aim of human life. So we should not just engage ourselves in the activities of the animals, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Now, of course, we have to do that. We are in the body, so we have to eat, sleep, mate, and defend. That's okay. But we cannot think that that's all that we have to do. No, we need to be intelligent to realize what is the aim. Otherwise, I could have been born as a cat. Why did I need to be born as a human being if I have to do the same activity? Eat, sleep, mate, and defend. Okay, I can do it in a better way. I have a more polished way of eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Okay, so that makes me what? Prabhupada would say. Then that I'm just a polished animal. How do I become a human being? So then I need to understand the goal of life. So the Vedic literature is meant for humanity and not for cats and dogs. Cats and dogs can kill other animals for food without incurring sin. But if a man kills an animal for the satisfaction of his uncontrolled taste buds, he is responsible for breaking the laws of nature. Consequently, he must be punished. So a cat and a dog can eat meat, no problem, because that's their nature. They are in that body. So laws of karma will not apply to them. But if a human being kills an animal to eat it, then I will be responsible. I will get the karma. Oh, but I'm not killing the animal. I just buy the meat from the supermarket. I didn't kill. But yet, we are all implicated. We are all implicated. The person who's raising such animals to be killed, the one who's actually killing, the one who's transporting, the one who's cooking, the one who's eating, everyone is implicated. The one who's paying money for it, everyone is implicated in it. The standard of life for human beings cannot be applied to animals. The tiger does not eat rice and wheat or drink cow's milk because he has been given food in the shape of animal flesh. So a tiger does not have to eat dal rice or bhaji chapati. Tiger does not have to do that. Tiger does not have to drink milk. His food is eating flesh of other animals. Among the many animals and birds, there are some vegetarian and others are carnivorous. But none of them transgress the laws of nature, which have been ordained by the will of the Lord. Animals, birds, reptiles, and other lower life forms strictly adhere to the laws of nature. Therefore, there is no question of sin for them, nor are the Vedic instructions meant for them. Human life alone is a life of responsibility. So we see that a tiger, he is used to eating, his nature is to eat flesh. He does not suddenly become vegetarian. And then there are so many vegetarian animals. Elephant, such a huge, big animal. He's vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat. There's so many vegetarian animals. Cows, they're vegetarian animals. They're not going to eat meat. That's the nature. A lion is not going to become a vegetarian. He's a meat-eating animal. But it's only the human beings that we are doing. We are supposed to follow the Vedic system. We are supposed to follow the Vedic laws and not eat animals. We are supposed to be vegetarian. Yet, we go against the law. And that's why we get implicated in sin. So we get sinful reactions. But the animals, they have no sin. They are following their nature. So human life is a life of responsibility. Alone is a life of responsibility. So out of all the other species, it's in the human life that we are responsible. It is wrong, however, to think that simply by becoming a vegetarian, one can avoid transgressing the laws of nature. Vegetables also have life. And while it is nature's law that one living being is meant to feed on another, for human beings, the point is to recognize the Supreme Lord. So, okay, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm following the Vedic laws, so I have no sin. But vegetables also have life, so I am taking away the life of another living entity. So what do I do? So then one should not be proud of being a strict vegetarian. Animals do not have developed consciousness by which to recognize the Lord, but a human being is sufficiently intelligent to take lessons from the Vedic literature and thereby know how the laws of nature are working and derive profit out of such knowledge. So for a human being, what is the point? Is the point to recognize the Supreme Lord. That the point is not that I just have to be a vegetarian. The point is to understand that this is coming, it belongs to the Supreme Lord. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. He's the one who's providing. So that we have to come to that point. We have to. That is intelligence. If a man neglects the instructions of the Vedic literature, his life becomes very risky. A human being is therefore required to recognize the authority of the Supreme Lord and become his devotee. So what are we supposed to do? We have to recognize the authority of the Supreme Lord. What is the Supreme Lord? Who is the Supreme Lord? What is the authority of the Supreme Lord? We just heard in the invocation of the Isopanishad that he's the complete whole. Everything belongs to him. There's nothing that does not belong to the Supreme Whole, to the complete whole. So there is nothing that does not belong to the Supreme Lord. So we have to recognize that. Oh, everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. And I also belong to the Supreme Lord. So then it is my duty to become his devotee. Then it is my duty. Because if not, then what am I doing? I'm going against the Vedic literature. I'm going against who I truly am. I'm just fooling myself. Yeah, I'm just creating a false idea of myself. But then how did I understand? Then that means I didn't understand the truth. Then that means I wasted my human life. So he must offer everything for the Lord's service and partake only of the remnants of food offered to the Lord. This will enable him to discharge his duty properly. So why we must offer everything to the Lord's service? Because everything belongs to the Lord. So everything should be engaged in his service. And okay, we need some things. So first we offer to the Lord, then we accept it. In that frame of mind, we perfectly can do our duty. In the Bhagavad Gita 9:26, the Lord directly states that he accepts vegetarian food from the hands of a pure devotee. Therefore, a human being should not only become a strict vegetarian, but should also become a devotee of the Lord. Offer the Lord all his food and then partake of such prasadam or the mercy of God. Only those who act in this way can properly discharge the duties of human life. Those who do not offer their food to the Lord eat nothing but sin and subject themselves to various types of distresses, which are the results of sin. Bhagavad Gita 3.13. In Bhagavad Gita 3.13, Krishna himself says that those who are cooking for themselves are only eating sin. He says it himself. So what is it? What shall I not eat? I'll go hungry, I will die. No, eat. Of course, there's so much delicious food is there. Prepare all types of delicious food. Just offer it to Krishna. My dear Krishna, please have it. Then what does Krishna do? Oh, but if I offer to Krishna, he'll eat all the food. Then what will I do? I will remain hungry. I have to cook again. No, he does not. He accepts the food, but he still leaves it behind for us as prasad. And we accept his mercy. So in this way, we are able to understand that is the mercy of the God, mercy of the Lord. Then what will happen? Then we will not have sinful reactions. Then we don't have sinful reactions. Then we'll be peaceful. We will not be distressed. There won't be sufferings. The root of sin is deliberate disobedience to the laws of nature through disregarding the proprietorship of the Lord. So we want to disregard the proprietorship of the Lord. Who is he? Why should I offer him gratitude? I can do my things myself. You know, I can do whatever I want to do. I never did that before. Nobody told me. My parents never told me. So I never heard of it before. Suddenly you're telling me something new. But this is Vedic literature. This is what Vedic literature is saying, that everything belongs to the Lord. Everything is belonging to the Lord. And when we are not wanting to accept that everything belongs to the Lord and we misuse it, then that is sinful life. So that's the reason. Then what do many people say? There's no God. Better to say he's not there. Then I can do whatever I like. I can accept, I can just pretend he's not there. There is no God. So all whatever I see belongs to me. Why should I offer it to anyone else? That's the reason the atheism is there. Because we want to enjoy the property of God without God. But instead, the true way to enjoy, the really, to experience really enjoyment, what we have to do, just simply, okay, yes, everything belongs to God. Let me just offer it to him and I can have the same thing. The same thing. Let me just offer it to God. Let me thank him for his mercy. And then I'm enjoying. Disobeying the laws of nature or the order of the Lord brings ruin to a human being. Conversely, one who is sober, who knows the laws of nature, and who is not influenced by unnecessary attachment or aversion, is sure to be recognized by the Lord and thus become eligible to go back to Godhead, back to the eternal home. So we should try to understand what the laws of nature are. We should try to understand what it is. It's like, otherwise I say, I'm driving on the road and I say, oh, but I didn't know the rules of the road. Why is the police penalizing me? Why are they giving me a ticket? I don't know the laws, but the police will say, you should know the laws before you start driving. You are in this country, you're driving on the road, you have to know the law. That is your responsibility. And if you don't follow the law, you're creating a havoc for the other people on the road. It's very dangerous. So you have to be reprimanded. You have to be penalized so that you don't do it again. And that's what it is. We need to understand what is our responsibility. We need to understand the truth. And then go back home, back to Godhead. It is in our interest to understand. So we can have a peaceful life here while we are in the body. And then at the end of this life, when we give up this body, go back home, back to Godhead, go back to Krishna. Is that okay?
Yes.
Any comments or anything? Any question? If no, then we'll stop here for today. Shri Isopanishad ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Prem Nande Hari.